amazing time in New York, and I'm still, to be honest, pinching myself that this all happened. Like, I only found out I was going just a month ago now. In fact, I got to DJ on the Lot Radio in the booth. Like, still to this day, like, my dream inspirational artists have been in that booth, and so to touch the same decks as like Fred again, Jotty, like, it's mad. Hi, I'm Shana G and welcome to my channel. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I'm still kind of figuring out this whole kind of content creation thing. I am a social impact entrepreneur and investor by day, and a DJ and radio presenter by night, so I love to mix it up. And what was so good about New York is that I got to blend like the two worlds together. It was basically Climate Week and the UN General Health Assembly, so basically really serious conversations about climate, about kind of SDG goals, and I was there with my kind of freelance company to capture content, to talk about strategy, basically serious stuff. And then I managed to get that DJ slot, and for me that's where it all kind of came together, like to do the things I love and to blend them all in one makes me so happy, and that's what wakes me up in the morning. And to be honest with you, like, I was feeling quite down about DJing for the past kind of few months. It's been summer, and like, you see people's Instagram pages like full of like festivals that they're playing, and it made me feel super kind of low and deflated because I got to DJ one festival, which was amazing, but it's hard to sometimes build off momentum when you only get one. And I know, like, you can't look at other people, it's like you've got to stay in your lane, but it's easier said than done with social media. But I now feel like I've got my momentum back. I've realised now my sound is pure nostalgia. That's what I love to play, like Sugar Babes, Hannah Montana. It makes me so happy, and so that's where I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna worry about what other people do. I'm gonna like use like crate digging and like my love of researching and going into like this hole of searching through tracks on SoundCloud, finding weird and wonderful edits. Like, that's my thing. And so I want to stand out and do that in my own way. And what I feel like the Lot Radio and that set was the new me. I feel like I'm gonna actually archive a lot of my mixes, and I'm starting again because I've got a new sound now. I feel like this year was just a bit of testing, understanding who I am. Because when I started DJing 10 years ago, it was UK garage, it was bassline, it was different, and I've evolved. I'm a different person now, and my sound as a result has to change and evolve with it. So I want to share today basically my top tips and learnings from this kind of past 2 weeks of this kind of new era. It's like September, or just finishing with September when this video will come out. And so it's that time to set the goals, to re-collaborate. That brings me to learning number one. And learning number one is embrace every opportunity. So when I was in New York, I actually found that I was so knackered. Like, we were doing 2 to 3 events a day, and the networking, like, it's intense. Like, you don't really know anyone, so you have to really put yourself out there, and that takes a toll. And when it comes to then doing like the basic things like sightseeing, like I wanted to pick up some fun snacks from the supermarkets because, you know, supermarkets abroad are always the best. But I found like I was just so tired that I just kind of tried to convince myself to stay at home. And I had to stop and be like, no, Shana, like, go out, make the most of it. I met some friends while I was out there as well. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And I feel like you've got to really live life to the full, otherwise you regret it. Learning number two, I feel like this is really important, and something that the Lot Radio taught me this time round is how you'll never know how close you are to a breakthrough. And I kind of covered before that I was feeling a bit deflated about DJing and not feeling like I was getting regular gigs. And the Lot Radio, I was like, you know what? I'm coming to New York for like 9 days. It's a long time. It's like the longest I've ever been to New York. And I was like, I have to get on the Lot Radio, like that would be my dream. And imposter syndrome kicked in, like rewriting my bio, my EPK, my electronic press kit. And I was like, oh, they're just not gonna want someone like me on the Lot Radio. And so I sent a few messages out, a few emails out, nothing got back, and it was like the Monday. I was flying on Wednesday, so we're talking like very cutting it close, cutting it fine. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna send 3 more emails to 3 different people. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm just gonna accept that it's not meant to be. This is not my time to be DJing on the Lot Radio, even though it's hard to feel like when you really want something to let it go. And so I went with that mindset. Send those emails, I let it go. And just like that, in a few hours later, I got the email saying that there's a slot for you and you can do an hour. And I was just like so happy. And so my learning is just keep going. You never know how close you are to that goal. And if I hadn't have sent those last 3 emails and if I'd just given up, I would never have got there. And I want to show you this like picture, which I feel like really sums it up. Like for me, this is that struggle, and I feel like we need to just like push ourselves through it. And then finally is learning number 3, and I find that opportunity really sparks from open connection and authentic connection and just being yourself. You don't have to like push yourself to go out there. Like I'm a natural introvert, and so I find it really hard sometimes. But if you just do it and just put yourself out there, even if it's just a little bit, you'll find that you'll get some really great results. So for me now, I feel like I'm quite used to solo traveling. Like I was there for 9 days in New York, and I really try and stop other people from holding me back. Like if there's not someone to go out with, that doesn't mean I won't do it. Like I'm so down for like having a day to myself, having a wander. I got to wander around Brooklyn, which was amazing. It's something I've not really explored, to be honest. I met my cousin there who lives around there. And then I did a really long walk around Brooklyn itself. And then I did Manhattan too on my own. And I just feel like if you go for it and do the things that you want to do, you'll feel proud of yourself. I hope as well now this won't be the last of trips like this. I'm really hoping for more, and also like just blending like my investment, my entrepreneurship, DJing, radio presenting, podcasting. I want to basically up that, keep that going and mix that all together, because that is what lights me up and makes me so happy. So thank you so much. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a subscribe. Let me know what you want to hear from me as well. I do lots of different things and I'm happy to share all about my journey. I will do a bit of an intro video on here as well to basically explain what I do if you don't really know. But also I'll be posting my podcast every single week on this channel. So make sure you keep in touch. We've got amazing special guests on it. So.